enable. Hewlett-Packard Enterprise presents Reimagine 2018 in association with CNBC TV 18.
Digital transformation is changing the way organizations operate in India and globally. In order to leverage the key benefits of digital transformation, CXOs need to reimagine the role of technology and business outcomes which can be derived from digital. HPE Reimagine 2018, held in Mumbai on 4th May, helped industry leaders to embark on this journey of digital and accelerate it with cutting-edge solutions from HPE. This thought leadership forum emphasized on the fact that we live in a world where everything computes and what is next is extraordinary.
India is a very unique country where there are 18 micro verticals, which are active in terms of digital transformation journey. There are few companies who have undergone transformation, there are few which are getting transformed, and there are few which are going to get transformed. In this, the role that HP plays is doing a mass training program across vertical in terms of reskilling the skill sets for this digital journey. And we are also bringing in integrated solutions coming from hybrid IT, making hybrid IT simple, and integrating it with the intelligent edge, and also, across the border, connecting with pointness services to integrate this hybrid IT and the intelligent edge.
HPE's head of marketing, Srihari Gopinath, set the tone for the day, talking about how we have been leveraging technology for business and what the future has in store for us.
The Government of India and our Honorable Prime Minister, as we have seen in the recent times, has emphasized the role for technology in the growth of India. And all of us here in this room, we are all in the technology industry. We are custodians of technology. We are custodians of the change that is happening in this country and how this change can impact our organizations, our businesses, and our lives in general. We believe that we are now in an era where everything will compute. When we say everything will compute, data will be originating from people, from things, from the interaction of people and things, from the interaction of people and people. So everything will be connected. And today we have the technology and the platforms available to harness all of this data and make meaning out of it and draw meaning out of it, right? So the possibilities are limitless, endless.
Som Satangi, Managing Director, Hewlett-Packard Enterprise India, spoke about the HPE strategy and about investing in people and innovation for enterprise success.
This digital transformation is disrupting every industry. And a lot of time, when I get the sense, everybody says, oh, I have done the digital in my organization. But believe me, it's a journey. It's not about what you have done. And it's not one big, large enterprise project which you just roll it out like earlier in the past. Every large enterprise, they used to have the ERP and they used to say, oh, I have done my IT because I have rolled out my ERP. That was a couple of years back. But today, with the digital adoption, things have moved very fast and very different kind of thing. These are small projects. You quickly roll it out, get the customer and user experience kind of thing. Yeah. And you are not worried whether you are going to fail in that process or not, because the digital will help you to just reload that thing and repurpose that thing within no times kind of thing. Earlier in the past, any ERP solution, and I'm sure all of you in your organization would have done a lot of enterprise rollout. It used to take anything from 12 months to 18 months to 2 years kind of things and application. And the moment you roll out, you know that there many issues are coming and roll back to the previous one kind of thing. And you used to spend millions and millions of dollars in those things. Today, that's not the scenario. Yeah. You just take a small money, you roll it out some application. Any enterprises can roll out something, take the continuous on online basis, the user feedback and all, decide how the users are taking that feedback, and then roll it back and continue that things to deploy under an enterprise space. That puts a lot of pressure on the all CIOs, on the new innovation, and that is why we have kept the theme of reimagine. So it's not about imagining itself. It's about reimagining how you have been doing these things and how in the past you are going to drive that thing. This
Absolutely.
is a massive, massive change in every organization which you are seeing. And organizations who are successful, they have adopted this change in the digital environment, and they are saying digital is a journey, we are going to take it, and nobody can say, I have done the digital and I have done with it.
Hewlett Packard Enterprise presents Reimagine 2018 in association with CNBC TV 18.
Rajesh Dhar, Senior Director for PointNext HPE India, spoke about PointNext's capabilities, an innovative IT services organization at HPE built to make hybrid IT simple, power the intelligent edge, and make artificial intelligence work for organizations.
So if you look at hybrid IT, so what is the conversation we're having with customers? Customers are saying, listen, we have our legacy infrastructure, application, landscape. Can you transform it for us? Because we're seeing a lot of goodness in public clouds. Can you get that in our private clouds? And as we're working with customers here in India and also globally, looking at software-defined infrastructure to start with, also using technologies like OpenShift and HPE Cloud Center, Helion technologies to set up hybrid clouds for customers. We're also looking at application modernization. We use technologies like Dockers to containerize the applications. There's one area where we have started now conversing with customers is around workload management. A lot of people moved to public clouds, and then they realize that experience has been very mixed. If you talk to cross-section of people, you will get mixed feedback. And one of the reasons is that you need people, you need culture, you need the governance when you are managing these multi-cloud environments. And we realized that there are a lot of customers who moved on to public cloud didn't have these in place. So what we're doing today now, I think last 12 to 18 months we've been busy acquiring a lot of new capabilities. And now today we are now in a position to engage with customers on workload management. We have the capability to look at a workload and guide customers, should it be on private cloud or dedicated hardware or on public cloud. And we have this framework, roughly around 20 parameters, whether it is culture, people, governance, security, cost, latency, performance. A lot of these things people didn't look at, and people thought, if the application is not critical, let's put it on the cloud, and then they realize that commercial construct is not favorable, and you're paying a lot of money to the public cloud provider. So we're seeing a lot of these discussions, and possibly the end state is you have a multi-cloud environment, and you have interoperability, and you have machine learning algorithms deciding where the workload is going to be on a real-time basis. And that is the end state we see our customers working with us.
So you think there's going to be a time where AI or machine learning will decide which workload moves?
Yes, it's not far away. I think interoperability has to happen, but algorithms can actually decide. If the rate card for specific months is good on Microsoft and Azure, you can move the application because it's cheaper for you to run. So I see that as the near end state on cloud discussions, and that's where we're leading our customers.
Vikram K, Senior Director for Hybrid IT at HPE India, spoke about HPE's hybrid IT story and how hybrid IT can be a game changer in a digital era.
Firstly, I guess nice context setting, Hari, from yourselves, because I think we're seeing this enterprises moving from a systems of record to a systems of action, right? So when you're doing that, what happens clearly is that the apps and the data are coming together. And that they're coming together is one part of the story, but they don't have a specific place of residence. So to Som's point that everything around ERP was at the data center, these apps and data could be at the edge, they could be in the private cloud, public cloud, in-premise, off-premise. And increasingly, as Rajesh pointed out, I think what happens is people who search the public cloud out very heavily, the more they go, they realize the more they pay, and they come back. So I think the unified transition methodology that we use is a patented methodology which helps place workloads very optimally between these varying facades that have just come up. So, it could be the in-prem thing, it could be the off-prem thing, it could be public or private. But I think most importantly, what we are defining or redefining is this one aspect of modernization. And that aspect of modernization is that every customer who wants to get closer to his customer is having a newer app, which is a microservice, which is an API.
Yeah.
So increasingly, all the infra that we do along the maturity model is built around the fact that you would have an ability to scale and ability to be agile because the world is going towards having more cloud-native applications.
Right.
And the fact that the IT culture is becoming a lot more DevOps. So all the infra that we have that combines, all of these newer so-called paradigms
right.
is towards that maturity model. But I think at the start and the very end, placing it optimally, having the right workload mix, and having the right workload-defined compute, workload-defined storage, and workload-defined networks, and hence the whole thing becomes getting software-defined,
right.
is, I think, clearly the way forward for us. And I think to the other point that Rajesh mentioned about Green Lake, etc., I think if you're doing this, you're wanting to clearly eliminate risks, preserve your capital. That is what we're helping customers do, and I think that's, in essence, what we mean by an optimal hybrid IT.
So we have the infrastructure platforms for legacy applications, for the newer cloud-native applications, and we have the technology to help customers manage these different environments seamlessly.
Absolutely, yes. So I think we've gone across the infrastructure maturity model, as you'd call it. I think, that's what it is.
Amol Mitra, CTO for HPE Aruba for the APJ region, speaks about the Internet of Things and the importance of personalizing customer experience.
This generation of millennials have a different expectation. And what we are doing is we're looking at that generation and we're saying, okay, how do we transform that user experience? What can we do to personalize that user experience in a secure fashion? And our entire focus is connectivity and experience in the real world. That's what Aruba does. That is why it impacts your life, it impacts my life, it impacts our life. And that's why we can relate to it a lot.
And the way we live. It's not just about work, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. So this concept, I'll give you one example of intelligent spaces. We work with ecosystem partners to create a better work environment, right? Gone are the days when we used to go to office, desktop hai, workstation hai, jaake thoda koi keyboard ke kaam karo, khane jao, come back, do some work, go home, watch TV, go to sleep, right? That used to be our world before. Now there is no boundary between physical and virtual. There is no boundary between physical and digital. They want connectivity anywhere, anytime, any place. And this is the experience we want to give to these millennials who are going to run 1 trillion applications, growing to 2.7 trillion applications. There's an app for everything. Tum mall mein jao, wahan pe app hai. Right? Cinema mein jao, wahan pe app hai. चाय पीने जाओ उसके पास भी ऐप है सब जगह पे ऐप है खाना खाना है पर भी ऐप है right everything has an app and what is happening now is our lives and my son's life, if I were to take an example, is driven by apps. So what we are doing in this intelligent edge environment is how do we take an app, how do we combine it with the user experience and make that the most productive and effective way to go to market.
Hewlett Packard Enterprise presents Reimagine 2018 in association with CNBC TV 18.
CNBC TV 18's Mridul Bhandari discusses with CEOs from some of the top companies in India on how organizations should gear up to face the changes that come with digital transformation.
I think it's every company's task to change the organization or to digitally enable the organization and bring in their DNA. And we also are well on our journey on that path. So we have two jobs, actually. We provide the connectivity layer for everybody else to enable themselves too. Right. So because telecom is the fiber network which allows everybody to connect and bring in the technologies which will then make you digitally enabled. But coming to our own company, we are looking at it. I look at it as two ways. One, what is the transformation of the DNA of the employees? Two, what are we doing to enable our company become digital and use digital processes and digital products within the company, and how do we look at it vis-a-vis our customers, and how do we enable our customers to become digitally enabled. And actually, if you look at it, it's a combination of business, people, and the external world. Business employees and the external world. So that's the way I look at it.
Let me also bring in the others. Keval, as far as the banking sector is concerned, what sort of digitalization has been happening in a legacy organization like Union Bank of India? How quick are you to adopt this kind of transformation?
Today, digitization has three aspects. One is the technology. The second is the content. And the third is the people. But when you're looking at a transformation of a bank, the simple questions we asked, what is that part of the business that will generate highest value by digitization? What is that part of the business where I'm the vulnerable most, where anybody can attack my business, the entry barriers are not there? Can I do something to stop that entry barrier? Is the second part of it. The third is, what is that aspect of the business which I want to see now, which goes into the future? And the last one is very important, is the cybersecurity aspects. And you see a lot of big frauds happen once in a while in the banking, but it's such a huge and large that it can actually sink you. How's that you want to protect the entire process of digitization in the banking with different systems working, and what type of cybersecurity you want to put in place?
Kamlesh, on the securities and trading side, there's been immense transformation thanks to digital technologies. Take us through some of the first mover, unique steps that Kotak Securities has been taking recently, and how do you chart the road forward for 2018 and beyond as far as digital technologies in the organization are concerned?
You need to be ahead of times. Digital transformation provides you an opportunity today to listen to what the customer is saying. And if you don't catch the trend, I'm thinking you're going to be worrying about what e-commerce has done to all the physical shops across the world is what will happen to a lot of other areas and other industries if we don't listen to where the customer is going. So today, we offer a service which, as long as you want to do something yourself, as long as you don't want to call anybody, as long as you want to trade on our platform, on mobile or on website or on EXE, we've actually made it brokerage free. You don't need to pay any brokerage for any transaction that you do yourself. And it doesn't matter whether you're doing that transaction on cash or you're doing it on futures or you're going to do it on options. You just pay me a subscription fee of 999 rupees per year, and you can do unlimited amount of transactions on our platform. A big move, but a move that we think is needed ahead of its time because that's where the customer is moving to. So these are things that digital transformation teaches you. In today's world, if you don't know to kill what you've created, because you won't be able to build what is needed for the new world. So kill what is not working as much in technology as you keep building what is required for the new world. All right.
Detach yourself from the products you're launching. All right. Okay. Very interesting points you made there, Kamlesh. But Satish, as far as changing your DNA is concerned, how do you really build business models? How do you add new revenue streams that revolve around digital technologies? Because essentially that means that you need to have technology at the core of everything within the enterprise. Where does one begin that journey?
Yeah, I think absolutely great. I think overarching, somewhat existential question. But I think I'll tell the story in terms of, kind of answer your question, how do you adapt to this? Looking at the last 10 years. 10 years ago, there was a phrase out in the market that used to get sibbled. But what's changed last 10 years is, by the way, of the 1.5 million and 2 million people that come to our website today, and these are individuals like all of us, right? And more than that actually go through our partner websites. 75 to 80% of them are fabulously low-risk people. They're individuals who actually they are not looking at this from a negative standpoint, looking at empowerment. So bottom line, I think a long story. To tell the story in terms of digital transformation, it's real, it's already occurred. Is the piece that Kamlesh spoke about as well. It's about our adaptation. It's about us adapting. It's about us marrying the offline and the online world. It's us to be able to figure out what is it that you want or we want as consumers to be able to adapt to it. The answer to everything is not an app. The answer to everything is what do you need to have in the app. Right?
So Sibyl is a great enabler of digital transformation for various companies, as is HPE. And Som, share with us some examples of how you are accelerating the digital transformation journeys of various companies across sectors, across verticals?
From HP's standpoint, you know that HP has been a leader on the innovation, technology fronts kind of things for more than 75 years. Some of the core thing in our DNA is always that when our enterprises are looking, or enterprise mid-market or SMB customers are looking for their entire digital transformation journey, how we can help and enable and streamline in the process. And it cuts across all the industries. So obviously, first and foremost is at your data center, that how we can help the enterprises. When you look at the scale and size, when I look at Sunil, the Vodafone, the largest probably the telco user base in India, how they are going to manage their IT, how they are going to manage their user satisfaction, how they can go and upload and provide the excellent services kind of things. So how the entire, at the data center, the hybrid IT is going to be playing a critical role. And then everybody talk about the experience at the user experience at the edge kind of thing. So how the seamless integration from edge to data center is another key discussion area which HP is looking. And finally, to provide the seamless experience from edge to data center, you have to have the right set of services and the entire holistic service gamut to provide those services. So that users see the seamless experience and enterprise sees that how these services will help them to grow. Right. So these are the innovation which we bring it. No other company can do it. We work with State Bank of India. We work with our partner TCS. TCS is a partner in this entire journey. And we created a platform, applications and all, where today SBI can go up to 2 billion account holder. Right. So these are the kind of differentiated technology aspect which we bring to our customer.
Hewlett Packard Enterprise presents Reimagine 2018 in association with CNBC TV 18. Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.